Hi, I'm Miss Brianna.
And I'm Miss Melody.
Welcome to a special Friday edition of KidVenture Ketch-up with Miss Renee. Give it up for Miss Renee. Hi friends, I'm so excited that I have a chance to tell you our Bible story this week. It's one of my favorite things to do. Today we're going to hear the story and it comes from the Bible. Remember, every week we talk about the Bible and how it's an important book. And what do we know about the Bible? We know that everything that we read in the Bible is true. Remember, we give us a capital T so that we know that everything in the Bible is true. It's so long. There are so many stories in the Bible and so many things we can learn about it. But every week we take a time to remember what the Bible is all about. Let's see. Remember our cube, it helps us remember that the Bible tells us the story, and it starts with telling us that God made everything. He did. And it was so beautiful and so wonderful, but then something very sad happened. The people made sad choices and they disobeyed God. But the good news is, even though the people disobeyed God, God didn't stop loving them. No way. Instead, God chose a special people, and he loved that special people so much that he did something even cooler. He had a special plan for them. God sent Jesus to help us. That was his plan when he chose a special people. And when Jesus was on earth, he did something pretty amazing. Jesus began the church. Remember, we love going to church and learning about Jesus. And now we're learning about Jesus differently. We may be learning about church when we're learning about Jesus at home, but Jesus began the church, and it's a pretty important thing. And then remember that Jesus now, he's in heaven and he's preparing a place for us. Remember, we talk about that every week. Today, we're going to talk about a Bible story about when Jesus was on the earth, when God had sent Jesus with a special plan for us. Remember, our stories come from the Bible and they're always true. Today, our Bible story is from the book of John, which is in the New Testament. The New Testament is all about the time when Jesus was walking on the earth. We've talked about a lot of different things that Jesus has done when he was on the earth. Do you remember he healed the man? The 4 friends brought the man through the roof, and he healed him and he got him up to walk, and that was so awesome. We learned that story. And remember, we talked about when Jesus met Zacchaeus, and Zacchaeus wanted Jesus to come to his house. How cool that was that Zacchaeus got to have dinner with Jesus. And we talked about when Jesus got to go to the home of Mary and Martha. And remember Mary, she was sitting at Jesus's feet and she was learning from him. And Martha was a little upset because she was getting the dinner ready. But Jesus reminded them that the most important thing was for them to learn about him. Well, today's story is also about Mary and something really cool she did. Jesus came to their house, Mary and Martha and Lazarus, for dinner again. Wouldn't that be so great if Jesus could come to your house for dinner? I would love that. That would be so amazing. Jesus was at their house for dinner, and Mary wanted to show Jesus something very special. She wanted to show Jesus how special he was to her. So Mary had a very important bottle of perfume. It was very important. It cost a lot of money. It was worth a lot. But Mary loved Jesus so much that while Jesus was teaching, she went up to Jesus, she opened up the perfume, and she dumped it on his feet, and she took her hair, and she used her hair, and she washed her feet. Remember we talked about how when Jesus washed the disciples' feet, that really in that day, their feet would have gotten very dirty because they walked around on the ground. They didn't have paved roads. So Jesus's feet would have been dirty, but Mary wanted to show Jesus how much she loved him because Jesus was her friend, and she wanted to be able to show him how much he meant to her. So she used this really expensive bottle. She poured it on his feet and she washed it. And some people thought, why would she do that? But Jesus knew that what Mary did that day meant that Mary understood who Jesus was. And also it showed how much Mary loved Jesus. This week, I want you guys to look for opportunities to show Jesus how much you love him too. Maybe while you're at your house, you can find a special way to help your mom or your dad, or do something special for a neighbor who might be a little lonely. Maybe you could make a card and send it to a grandparent who's far away that might miss you. But you could show Jesus that you love him by the way you show love to other people. Remember that Jesus wants to be your friend, and we're so blessed that we have that chance. And we can show Jesus how much we love him the same way Mary did. I miss you guys. I'm so glad I get to tell you this story. I'm looking forward to next week when I get to do it again.
Thank you for joining us, Miss Renee. And friends, thank you for joining us too. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.